Hey, it's Miss Polk. I want to do a quick tutorial on how to get to TestNav and how to work it tomorrow for when you actually have your kids practice the TELPAS system online. So these are the headset mic sets. It's a USB plug-in. So sometimes when you plug in the headsets, it has to take a second to recognize it and get it set up. So just give it a second to do that. I always recommend that whenever you put the headphones in after it says it's ready to go, have the kids check the volume because they're usually not able to exit out the program and to readjust the sound once they start the test. So I always have them check the volume and everything before they go into the test. Also tell them whenever they plug in the headsets, do not unplug them for whatever reason at all. Do not unplug them. Because if they're in the middle of the test and they unplug them, they have to close out the whole test to go back into it. No, it's going to take too long. So tell them do not unplug anything from the computer at all. Leave everything plugged in. All right, so the program you're going to go to is called TestNav. Sometimes when you load this program, if it's been loading for the first time on the computer, it might say, where do you want to go? And it's going to have all the states in the United States. You want to make sure that this says Texas, because that's where we are, in Texas. If you want to test the audio, you just come right here and hit audio. And the kids will get a little chime in their ear. So what you want to do is go to practice test. If you want them to, I'm going to do a headset test because I just want to make sure that the mic is set up and working. Let me see if it works. Enable your microphone. Okay, so it's going to say click the record button and say 1, 2, 3, 4 in your normal speaking voice. And it looks like they can readjust this mic to get it out of their mouth because it's basically in my mouth. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll know the sound is working when you see this over here on the side moving. Hit play. Oh, this is a good little mic. Yeah, it sounded great. It was actually really clear. I'm shocked. Okay. Listening and speaking headset test. So front and back is how I believe you can navigate to the test. If they want to bookmark a question, they do that right here. And that means I have to go back to it. The review page shows them whether or not they have answered all the questions. And it can kind of jump into the beginning of the test and the end of the test. So without further ado, let me hit this button. So it says listen to the audio and follow the directions that you hear. So it just told me to click on the ball. So click on the ball, and then you hit next at the top. Next one says describe what the person is doing. So let's see. It just read that same question to them right now. The video has no audio. Oh, never mind. So it just said this person is making something for lunch. Watch what she does. All right, and now they have to say describe what the person is doing. So I'm going to say the person is making a hamburger for lunch. They put tomatoes, cheese, lettuce, a hamburger patty, and a bun together to make a hamburger. And then they can just play the recording if they want to hear themselves, make sure it sounds good. And when they're done with that, they can hit next. So right here it tells them to stop, raise their hand, the teacher will help you. And then from this point, the teacher will help them close out the test. They'll have to submit final answers to show that this is their final answers. They have to confirm it. Bam, and we're done. So you can go back to the sign-in, which will take you back to this main screen. You can have them begin to practice the test. So you can have them do the grades 6 through 8 practice test. If you even want them to do this TELPAS tutorial, you can have them do that too. Let me see what it is. Start, enable your microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit play. And you see like none of this stuff is popping up to go on unless you do it. So start. So this is teaching them how to move through the test. You might want to take them through that. It teaches them how to hit the play button. And like I said, you use the next arrow to move through the test questions. Using the video player, it teaches them how to hit play on the video, hit the play button, the pause the button, video, boop. Adjust the sound, which they should not be muting anyway. And that's it. So you hit the next button and go to the next thing. They can play this and listen to the directions. So this, like I said, to go through the questions, the review to see how many questions they've answered, bookmark if they want to go back to a question. This will tell them what kind of test they're taking, how many questions that they're having to complete. Their name should be at the top, like this says right here. And then they have a drop-down menu, which is usually to close out the test. Sometimes they need to use the scroll bar right here on the side. This black bar is also a scroll bar, so I would definitely take my kids through that to show them that. And then again, here we go with the scroll bar. They need to know how to scroll down, and their questions and answers are here on the side sometimes. I'm gonna click one. Hit next. Reviewing your answers. So they go to the top, hit review. So the dots all have questions that are not answered. Anything with no dot means that that question has been answered. And it's showing them how to access bookmark questions if they want to use that. That's it for that. They're showing them how to bookmark questions. I'm not going through that. The review stuff, and then now they're going to show them how to exit and return to the test. Which is basically over here, sign out of TestNav. They could do save and return later, but really we should be exiting it all the way out. And that's it. Everything else, again, go back to practice test. They can start with the listening speaking practice set, hit start. 20 questions, maybe have them do 10. They have to enable the microphone. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 blah. Play. And then they start. And this is exactly what it'll look like when they take the TELPAS test. So it'll say click on the drums. Bam. Hit next at the top. You have to listen to the audio. And it's almost time for dinner. The children watch their father and mother cook. And they have to pick the picture that best matches that. So children watching. I'm assuming it's this one. And that's it. And when they're done, they can sign up. All right, that's it, y'all. Good luck tomorrow. If you need any help, let me know. I should be in the building, but I might be in meetings. Bye. Why won't it stop recording?